like extend his head and be like, "Hello." I'll extend my head for like a handshake.
Tokaji
Well, when
can
you
probably
do
tell.
that, I'm sorry.
Tokaji can probably tell, like, because he is a doctor, that like she is a girl, but
Right.
he just doesn't care, or like isn't interested enough in this person to like put like to say anything to her like that.
Mhm.
So he just shrugs, goes on his business. How do you get some food in this
So,
place?
who
Hoshi is
was it?
hungry.
Who was it that was going to shake your hand?
Victor.
Okay. And when you do that, and you got to imagine that somebody who's homeless probably does not trust people very much. So she kind of like backs away, like I don't fucking know.
I'm just gonna like smile and just like, it's okay. I'm just gonna like motion to like this really worn. It's like a worn out. Like, I guess I can kind of take this time to like, describe Richter's appeal, if well, not appeal, but apparel, if that's cool.
Yeah, do it.
Richter stands at a decent height of like 5'5". His tactical armor basically covers out of his chest and shoulder areas. It has an emblem on it from some division, but it's very worn out, hard to tell what it's from. He has his holster on his side. He has a cap on right now, like what looks to be like just a baker boy hat, and brown hair is kind of peeping out from under it. And is like brown eyes with like has a minor scar under one that kind of leads down a bit to like his upper cheek. Cracked lips. Other than that, he's nothing. Just looks like an average guy, but I'll beyond that.
And I think that what she probably pulls back from is the fact that you have a holster, and I think that's probably because she's used to obviously like dodging from like cops and shit like that. So when she sees the holster, in her mind, that's the first thing that she sees is some sort of security person. So I think that she looks at the holster and then pulls back a little bit.
Oh, it's like she visibly like react from the holster.
Yeah, she's staring at the holster.
Oh, I'm gonna look at you like, oh no. I'm gonna like unclip it and take the pistol and put it out on the counter and be like, he's okay. My name's Victor.
Okay. So she goes to shake your hand timidly, but also doesn't take her eyes off the holster. And it's kind of like she's 14, so
yeah.
And by she, from this point, I will refer to her as him because that her role is not really.
Yeah, it's cool. Call her whatever.
Him, yeah. So he continues to stare at the gun on the table, but he does shake your hand.
What's your name? My name is Victor.
Finn. Nice to meet you, Victor.
Nice to meet you. You are a friend of Miss Marcel?
Yeah. Speaking of which, Miss Marcel, what? You didn't really answer my question. What the hell happened to your door?
And I'm dusting my hands off as I come out from the back, and I'm like, there. Oh, good. And I kind of put my like hands on my hips, and I'm like, yeah, well. And then I guess she asked me that, and I'm like, this idiot, and I point to Dr. Tokai, came in and just, I don't know, I don't even know how, like, smashed my door in, and then,
can I just say one thing real quick? When she said her name was Finn, I give an obvious like, but like it's not too apparent to everybody else.
It's just kind of a little moment of shock, I would guess.
Oh, so you're just now figuring out that it's not a male?
No. I know it is. I know that like, so that's why I'm giving the. It's kind of funny to me.
Oh, okay. So I mean, is it something that because that if I were Finn and I heard that, I would feel like that was disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Like, is that something that you do out loud, or is it more of an introspective thing? Okay.
It's just an introspective type thing.
Okay. So she looks
you're just like grumbling in the corner there anyway. Like...
Yeah, exactly.
So she looks at Dr. Tokaji and she's like, "Oh, you're the idiot, but you have such a cool pet."
Yes. Like while she's going back over the pet, like Richter's just gonna look at his gun and just like it's gonna hover back into his holster really quick.
Yeah. Wait, hover like.
As in, I'm going to like. I'm guessing it's like basic telepathy, just just back in holster.
Yes, he
Okay.
does tricks for food.
I would assume. Then I would
and
assume.
I-
I would assume she didn't see that.
Oh, okay.
That
Okay.
would probably freak her the fuck
Anyone else can if they want, but if
I
Finn
might
doesn't see,
notice.
that's cool.
I might notice. I'm like, oh, another one. It's like, 'cause I'm psychic too.
out. So
right?
Wait, okay, so as she says, like, cool pet, I'm like, yes, and, he might do tricks for his food that I might not be having to pay for, right, Hoshi? Come on, get out and show them your tricks. I give it, like, a little flick, the bag.
He fucking's like, shut up, you fucking idiot. I'm trying
I
to go
need that
sleep.
voice modulator so bad right
Yeah.
Just get like a text-to-speech thing really quick. Pull it up
Yeah.
on a soundboard.
All right.
Well,
While you guys are
in the-
doing that, I'm climbing back over the bar.
In the meantime, well, I would assume that you have like a break in the bar where you can
Yeah.
like naturally walk behind.
Yeah.
And, like unless that's your style, like to just climb over a bar top that you just probably just wipe down.
Well, I just did it, right?
Yeah.
Well, this place is, like, just mismatched stuff anyway. I mean, you don't
And you
really
kind of
care
see
too
me
much.
disappear behind. I'm really short, right? So like you see me like
Yeah.
disappear behind the bar, and then like I climb a few steps, and then it looks totally normal. And I pick up another glass.
It strikes me like you're kind of like a French dwarf. It's funny. I like
Yeah,
that.
exactly, I'm really
So-
short.
But yeah, I wanted to address that. Even though all this stuff is piecemealed together, I would assume her being French, like part of the thing with French people is like they take extreme care in their appearance, and especially the appearance of the things that they own. So I'd assume that she tries really hard to like at least make everything presentable.
Yeah, things are presentable. Like there's tablecloths on every table, and like like stuff is clean. Although it's like kind of like beat up and ratty kind of area, but like I like all the glasses that are hanging above the bar are like sparkling, and I'm currently polishing one more.
So I think at this point she's Finn's. I said she. He says. Finn says. Well, it does. I can't really say it's surprising. You get weird people all the time, especially to this place. It's so off the path. Like you kind of have to be weird to get here. So she goes and plops herself down at. What kind of chairs do you have at the bar top? Do you have like bar chairs, or do you have actual seats?
There's probably a few bar chairs. Like there's probably like 3 of them, and they're all like completely different. Like one's like wood, and like
Right.
one's like a sort of like classic bar stool, and then this other one is like this weird neo design thing. It's all white and like
One's got, like, a back and, like, a kitty face on it and pink and everything. It's like a bunch of
yeah, I
weird
got
stuff.
one of those too. Like yeah.
Rick's
think
just
she
gonna
would-
sit. Rick's just
she
gonna
would
sit down
probably-
in that one.
Yeah, she would probably plop herself down in the most unique outfit because with her feeling like she's a unique person, she would want to sit in a unique location. I mean, that would be her motivation for where she sits. So, what would be the most unique bar stool?
That would definitely be the one in the middle of the room. Like here where I'm thinking. Like it would be kind of there. So like because like it's the one that you see when you first see, right? Because the bar is lined up with the doors like this, and so when you walk in, wow, this is hard. When you walk in, like it's the first stool that's there.
Okay, so you don't have stools at the bar then, at the actual counter to the bar?
No, they'll be at the counter. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, 'cause that's where she's going to want to go because her routine basically is to like come in here and shoot the shit with you when she can, and she just like hops up on a bar table and just like chit chats.
Yeah, and then
So, like, this-
like this is normal to me, and so like off the
Yeah.
bat, like I've already got like you guys can smell the bread, and I'm like 1 second, and I like lift the grill up and like take a sandwich, cut it in half, and like put it on a plate, pick one up, and like kind of just like lean on the bar. with
And if
it.
you guys haven't smelled fresh baked bread before, like
Oh, it's
baked by
amazing.
hand, it's fucking amazing. So at this point,
Yes,
you
it
guys
is.
are all like, holy shit. And,
Yeah,
and her skill particularly is very rare in the sector.
Yeah.
Oh, she's
and-
probably on the table, just like standing up now with his paws down, just like his head in the air. He's just kind of like going up and down, like with his head sniffing.
I think what he does as soon as she pulls that out of the oven is he jumps right the fuck out the bag, runs across the floor, and like pops up on the table, and he's just like fixed on that sandwich.
Yes, this is Hoshi, and he is willing to dance for your entertainment if it pays for his food. Right, Hoshi?
He looks back at you, and if a ferret could give you an evil look, this ferret would be doing it.
Well,
And,
it
like,
is for your
Sure.
food.
and we have like the two halves of the sandwiches, and Finn has picked one up, and I've picked one up, and we just got a plate of crumbs in the middle, and we're just like, and I'm just like, you can just go away.
Fine. Then I like getting my wallet out, start getting some credits. How much for food?
And I'm like, no, you don't understand. I want you out. Bye.
It's not for me. It's for Hoshi.
I don't care. Get out. And
You're
like,
so mean.
Hey, he smashed my door down, and I'm French.
Yeah. I know. What I'm saying, like, I'm just remarking, like, you're so
But
mean.
not even for Hoshi? That's just mean. Wow.
And like, I guess
hearing this, I'm gonna sigh and be like, Miss Marcel, I don't have any money that I can use to spare right now, but is there anything I can do to get food?
And then when he says that, Finn looks at you, Marcel, with like a look of knowing, because she knows that you have given her food before.
Yeah, and I'm like, and I'm like, just like, oh, you can do what this one does. She does a few dishes for me, sweeps up. Maybe you can clean up that mess with the door.
I don't. And she puts Finn puts his hands on his hips. He's like, I don't sweep anything. I don't know. And she's kind of got like it's flustered, but at the same time, it's like a goal of hers is to make sure that she doesn't want to seem like she's homeless, especially the people she's never met before. Mm-hmm. So like to her, it's like that kind of implies like she doesn't do something very important. You know what I mean? Like so she's kind of embarrassed at this point. You've embarrassed her or him.
Like,
God damn it! I'm gonna get that right.
It's fine.
Yeah. And then I'm like, oh no, I'm not talking about you. What's your name? Sorry. Well, I'm like, what's your name?
Are you talking to Richter or?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Richter. Richter reads, ma'am.
Richter. Okay. And then like I kind of go back, and I've got, and then like sort of slap together another sandwich, put it in the grill, and like the way it's made is that you put ham in it, you butter the bread on both sides, you crack an egg over the top, and like you crack an egg, scramble it, dip the bread in there, and then put cheese on both ends, throw it into a grill, and
yeah. Oh, that sounds delicious.
That sounds amazing.
Oh my gosh, it's like making a sandwich out of French toast. Oh, it's so good.
All right, roll profession bread baking.
Yeah.
Do it.
You know what? On my character sheet, my profession is profession.
You know what? You know what? That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Go ahead and roll for your for the quality of this sandwich coming out.
Oh God, here we go.
Here we go, boys. Let's see if he gets 2 1s again.
What?
It
was 3 1s.
Like he doesn't even put in the bread in the oven. The whatever it is in the oven. Like he just gives us the ingredients.
Okay, so it's a bummer.
That's not bad.
Okay.
That's not
so
bad.
Yeah, it's a decent sandwich. It's a decent sandwich. She didn't burn it. You know, it's cooked to I can't say perfection, but it's cooked how it's supposed to. So
it's decent.
Mm-hmm.
All right, as they're doing this, I ask, I say, Miss Marcel, is there a bathroom?
It's like in the back.
I'm getting uncomfortable.
Okay.
So, when you say in the back, describe what the bathroom in the year 3200 would look like. Would it be like a bidet or? It's
like a tiny little closet. But like it's like a toilet module, right? That you buy.
Well, I can't fit in there.
Really small.
As I look in the bathroom and I look at her, I'm like, I can't even fit.
I'm like, oh, and I'm a dwarf, right? So I'm like really short. I'm like 2.5 feet shorter than you. So I'm just like,
you just gotta shrug.
Like,
I look at my armor. I look at the ashen box. I open up the ashen box, and my suit is in there. Not my noble one, but the suit that my character token's based off of.
Okay, yeah.
I look at that, and then I go back there. I try to hang something up, but eventually, if it doesn't work, it's fucking tear my clothes off my armor in there.
And I'm like, if you want to change, you can use the kitchen. Like, it's like a closed-off space. Like
awesome.
that like pink area behind the bar there is like a closed-off space. So like you can.
Yeah, that's another good point. We should probably describe a little bit more detail what the inside of this looks like, because we got the outside. And another reason I want to get into this is because of somebody was wanting to speak with Marcel privately, but you notice that there aren't a whole lot of private locations in this cafe. There's the dining area, there's this tiny little bathroom, and then there's the kitchen. So theoretically, if you wanted to speak with her privately, unless there's some other private location, you would probably be going to the kitchen, which would be steamy as fuck, probably.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
with-
just getting
with
all
bread.
steamy in there.
Yeah, because with bread, like an important thing for making bread is steaming it at the proper time. So you would need like a convection oven that introduces steam at certain points. So it's probably going to be super humid in there.
Yeah, there's like a couple of ovens in there, and the ventilation's not very
It's
good.
gonna
It's
get
really
my
hot.
hair messy.
Oh yeah, you're and there's like flour everywhere. So,
I look at her and then I walk out and I'm just now in the open. I fucking just change outside and I put on my suit.
Okay.
I'm like, fuck it.
I check you out. Yeah.
Okay. So,
Alright.
did you give Finn a sandwich?
You gave Richter. Oh, you gave Finn a sandwich.
I gave Finn a sandwich. Yeah, I'm sharing a
Okay.
sandwich.
So I think at this point he's finished half of the sandwich. Did you give him the whole thing or just a half?
Just half. Like we both had half.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
You know, just,
So I think that was devoured like instantaneously. He's looking around
Like she's
watching.
homeless.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost like she didn't have anything to eat today. It's weird, but she looks at you, and I gotta figure out how she would start this because she wants to tell you something. She wants to basically her daily routine is, or it's not always daily. I would say it's sometimes daily. It's kind of irregular, but usually when she comes in here, she pops down. You either offer her something to eat, or you just talk, and then eventually maybe she'll steal something every once in a while. But her goal is like to shoot the shit with what's happening, or what she hears, or her goals, or his goals, and stuff like that. So I feel like at this point you would instinctually know that she came in here just to like chit chat, because she doesn't have anything to do with her day. She's homeless. Like, what else does she do?
yeah, that's cool.
I still have my sandwich, right?
I mean, I know that, but there's all these weird people in my cafe.
Yeah. So I mean, I know. I just want you to keep that in mind, like, because he's finished. He has finished his sandwich at this point, and he's kind of just sitting quietly because he's not really the type to invade conversations. In fact, he mostly keeps to himself because people generally don't take a good outlook on him as a person.
Yeah, and like, I mean, I guess he'd be kind of used to that because like sometimes I have customers around and I can't. I like put a sandwich in front of you and I'm like, give me a minute, like, you know.
Right. Yeah. So I just wanted you to keep that in mind that she has something she wants to tell you. So yeah.
I have my sandwich, right?
Yeah, who has sandwiches at this point?
I have a sandwich. Takashi doesn't have a sandwich.
No, Takashi is never.
If she lets me buy Hoshi one, then fine.
Well, my plan is like I'm gonna like cut a good portion off of it, and give her
Hoshi at this point, like there are some stray crumbs or whatever. He's grabbed as many as he could carry in his little cheeks.
What
He's fucking
Richter
like a
does-
raccoon with dog food.
Okay, does it look clear to me? Because like I like Richter lived on a tech level 3 planet, and there's probably homeless galore. So I'm wondering.
Early.
Her clothes are very dirty because she lives, for lack of a better term, she resides in the subterranean bowels of the city. So she doesn't have like a house or a roof place that she just go and stay. So she probably has set up some sort of makeshift shelter underneath the city. But in that regard, her clothes are pretty dirty. They're very old, and well, I mean, I say old. She's only 14, but I mean, you know, she obviously acquired.
They've had worn.
Yeah, they're definitely worn, and she also smells. But I wouldn't know how to describe that to you except to say like, she smells homeless.
You can't smell anything in here because it all smells like bread. Like.
True, that's a good point. Yeah, so you wouldn't be able to smell her. You'd smell the fucking bread. But once you leave, like, if you're asking if it's obvious that she's homeless, I would assume
Yeah, like I'll cut off like 3/4 of my sandwich and I'll hold it out to like Finn and I'll say, "You want it?"
And who is this?
Dixon.
Yeah, I think you established enough rapport with her for her to graciously accept the sandwich, and he does say thank you.
No problem with little one. And I'm gonna like cut off a little bit more and just Hoshi scrambling around the place, right?
Yeah, Hoshi scrambled back to the bag because he grabbed whatever crumbs that somebody, like whatever crumbs fell off the sandwich, because with French bread, it's very flaky. The crust is very flaky, so a lot of it sometimes, if it's squished, or I'm assuming because it looked like she pressed the sandwich, so pieces would have fallen. I guarantee you that, being a ferret, he would have grabbed that shit up and went right to the bag.
Well, I'm gonna like make a few clicking noises with my tongue to get him out of his bag, and like hold the piece of the sandwich and like obvious to where he can get near it.
So, Chikaji, if somebody were to do that, like, do you think he would respond?
I think he would actually be like, well, okay. Normally, he'd be a bit like offended, like, why do these people?
He's got French bread.
Yeah, but he's got food for him, so he doesn't care.
Okay. So yeah, I would assume that he pokes his head out the bag to see what the sound is about, sees that you have bread, and he very cautiously, like, and ferrets I find are long, so it like when they run, they usually like scrunch up. I think I've seen, if I'm thinking of the right animal, that they're long. So when they run, they scrunch. Yeah, okay. So he's like trying. It's funny because he's trying to be stealthy about it, but he's so long that like anybody would notice what he's doing. And he's being he's being very careful about approaching him. But he sees that fucking sandwich and he just can't resist.
Yeah. And then like I just sigh, walk over and like get out my wallet and hand him 5 credits, then just walk over back to my bag and wait for Hoshi to eat.
That's another thing. Credits, we should have talked about this before. I don't think I'm gonna have credits as like a physical thing. Like your ID stick is gonna contain your wealth.
You just like kind of swipe it.
It would be a swiping thing.
Okay, then I swipe it, then just walk over.
Look at Marcel, and I'm like,
So Salazar, what are you doing during all of this?
Oh, never mind. Salazar.
Oh, yeah, I'm alive. Yeah, I'm probably doing something.
I didn't forget about you. I promise. It's with
I know.
I'm realizing it's hard to.
Basically, to first give like what Salazar thinks about the entire situation. Not really knowing those two people, he just thinks that both Marcel and Tokaji are acting like, for a moment they were acting like loons, idiots/lunatics. So he's just still polite looking face, but in his mind he's like careful, and he will not hesitate to defend himself against that rod with mag pistol and monoblade. But for now he just like he says to Giles, and I'm not really whispering, I'm not shouting either. I say, well, I don't know if that place is good, but it's definitely lively and interesting. Now, you don't mind that we sit down and talk about business?
I need to eat.
Yeah,
So that's.
I'm putting sandwiches on the grill.
You can eat while listening to me talking business, and when you finish eating, you talk business. That's understandable.
Let me go get my sandwich then.
All right, Salazar, who are you talking? Who are you going to be talking business?
He was talking to me.
Giles.
Oh, okay.
All right, what did you say, Micro? Marcel?
What?
What did you say when I went to go get it?
I'd just be like, yeah, I serve you guys sandwiches. Like, if you guys come up and like grab a sandwich, fine.
Okay, so let's establish narratively where we're at right now. Everybody is in this cafe. Everybody has a goddamn sandwich. Everybody has something to eat. And
yeah.
Okay,
he's fine. He doesn't care. He's not hungry.
Okay.
Yeah, because
It's just Hoshi.
if someone gave you their sandwich, I would object.
It was just Hoshi.
I gave it to the ferret, and
Yeah, the
like goes
ferret I'm
near the
okay
floor.
with. I'm like, whatever.
You're a mean little bitch.
Yeah.
So-
That's trying to check some dudes out.
Okay, so let's try to drive this forward a little bit by we need to establish how we're going to split off, because everybody has different things they want to do at this point. Salazar wants to talk to
Giles.
Giles. Finn wants to talk to Marcel. which will leave Tokaji and Richter. What do you guys want to do?
Richter's
Well,
gonna wait.
if
He'll wait for them to be done.
if Hoshi finishes eating, then I'm gonna scoop him up into my bag and like, hey, now there you have your snack. Now let's go. And he's gonna head off to meet a friend, but not before like stopping at their table and saying, "You look like you're good fighters. I could use muscle in the future, and you could probably use a doctor in the future." He pulls out a little like card or something, like of his contact, just for future.
If you act in more professional capacity than you showed us in couple past minutes, then we shall.
Well,
But, like on
well, most likely I won't be attacked by a crazy French woman with mental so
I like hear this and like glare.
To
at
be
you,
fair,
and, like,
she
I have
had
another
a-
glass in my
Miss Marshall, please, for a moment. To be fair, she had a reason. She might have, but she had a reason, and you get have talk way better.
And
Never,
yes.
never.
And
It's,
before leaving, well, okay, wait. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I deal with security problems that usually end with somebody injured or dead. I don't deal with social problems, especially not the other people.
Ooh,
Ooh.
I like it.
Ooh.
And
Hard
before
and
leaving,
fast.
though, before leaving, I go up to the counter and like kind of bow real quick, and say, "I apologize for the door, even if it was old, and bad, and cheap." And then I just go
like look at you, and I'm just like,
without even making eye contact.
So you handed
and I
me a
go.
card, right?
Yeah, I handed you a card with my
Does it
contact
like
info.
stay where you've graduated from, like MIT? With not MIT. Well, maybe I don't.
it's yo MIT.
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 Like it's probably some
The
prestigious
sewers.
like university from. Actually, what would like they wouldn't call them universities anymore. They would be like
Be a
something
medical school.
bigger now. Like at that point.
I think
His
at this
face.
point, in this year, and especially being cut off from old Earth, I think that corporations would tend to take the educational facilities more, tend to take that over. So, like, schools and shit like that would be more financially motivated, as opposed to like today. In today's world, we have specific funds set up for educational programs, which are separated in most cases, but not in all, from like corporations or whatnot. But in this at this particular point, like nobody can really afford to just